Today is October 17th, and here is your agenda for today. I'm going to do a couple things different this week, so I want to make sure that we are familiar with the setup. I'm going to start giving you some pink slips on each week, and on Mondays you'll end up with two things that you have to glue in your notebook. So not only are you doing your QR code, and now you have a pink slip that you'll answer questions on, and then you'll glue it into your notebook. At some point I will end up calling for your notebook and I'll check off your answers to see how many of them you got correct and give you credit for it. Some I may not give credit for, so it just depends. But you want to make sure that you get each and every pink slip every time one is passed out in class. Now, you'll also notice that I'm breaking up my regular classes from the advanced class agenda, so you always want to make sure you are looking at the right side of the screen pertaining to your class. Okay, so for my first, second, and fifth period classes, we are going to start off the day with a couple of things. I'm going to have some of you working on a lab while the others are working on a handout, which is double-sided. And with the lab, I'm going to have a series of samples of different substances, and your job is to tell me if you believe it's an element, compound, and mixture. You're going to tell me what you're observing and why you made that decision, okay? Then you will work on the worksheet, which is double-sided. On one side, we're counting the atoms, and we're trying to figure out how many we have in each compound. So we did a little bit of discussion on this last week, so now I want us to put this into practice for this week. So hopefully you have those notes in your notebook that you can refer to it for reference. Then we have the chemical formula side, and again we're looking at the atoms this time, and now we're going to actually write the formula. And I've created one sample for you so that you guys can at least look at it and get an idea. And then later on, at some point, I will upload copies of the handout. So in the event that you lose your handout, you'll be able to click on these. They'll have live links for you to get your own copy and put back into your notebook. For sixth period, you also will do the lab because I do want you to have some lab time, but I prefer that you finish your group's wiki page first. So the lab will take second place after you finish your wiki page. Now, if you're unable to get to the lab because working on the wiki page takes up majority of the class time, that's fine. I'll give you some time on Wednesday since we have an extended sixth period. I'll give you time on Wednesday to work on your lab for the elements, compounds, and mixtures. Please do not forget that you are turning in your water essay today. It should be turned in on time. And then some final reminders, everyone, we're going to be in the computer lab Tuesday. We're taking the PSATs in our homeroom classes on Wednesday. Thursday, we're going to go to the reality fair over at the high school. And then Friday, we're going to have our substances and mixtures quiz. And that's your agenda.